Hi friends, it's your friends Caroline and Rashi, but today we have an amazing fill-in, Mary Lou Lopez. She is one of our amazing interns and I'm so excited because, I mean, you could call me evil or I don't know, but so Mary Lou, she goes to the University of Alabama.
Yes.
And she's studying to be a reporter, and so Caroline's not here, and I'm like, great, you want to fill in? And she's like, what? Oh, yes, I'm excited. So this is our first time hosting, and I'm like, how crazy would this be when she goes back to University of Alabama and is like, boom, this is what I did. And it's so great to have you, and I know you've never done anything like this before, so you're like, what in the world should I expect? First of all, just relax. It's just friends. This is like not even a big deal. I love the fact that you already know what you want to do. So one of the things we were talking about is, how did you know you wanted to do this?
So my senior year of high school, I knew I had to pick college major and everything. I was just kind of like, you know, I want to explore what's out there. You know,
Yes.
This job, just television, broadcasting, it's just not your typical day-to-day job.
But it like excites you, right?
Yes, and that's what I want. Like, I don't want to have the same day every day. And
Yeah.
through this and through school, I've been like, every day is literally so different.
Well, yeah, today has been very different.
This is an example.
This is an example. We have some amazing pictures of you here. So this is at University of Alabama yesterday.
Yes.
See, speaking of different days, you got to go out with our amazing Anthony Antoine.
Yes.
And you were out at the Copa America. What was that like, by the way?
Oh my gosh. That
Like,
was,
because we were out here watching, right? But like, the fans are crazy. They're loyal, which is great.
Yes, it was just like, I really liked how Anthony put it. Like, it's families. You know, this is a family thing. You see people of all ages coming to watch the game with them, and they're so supportive. And we saw like this one guy. He had a Messi jersey, and he had like a goat face, like a mask.
Oh yes,
They're just so creative with everything, and you know, it's just Hispanics. You know, always bringing the energy
Yes.
as well. So it was.
But
a lot
this
of fun.
happening in Houston. I mean,
Yes.
you are from Mexico.
Yes.
Guadalajara.
Yes, that was
Guadalajara,
perfectly
Mexico.
said.
Thank you, Guadalajara, Mexico. And so you live in Tomball, or your family lives in Tomball. That's where you grew up. Yes. So having this in Houston, it's just, I'm a Houstonian. So having this here and people coming from all over the world to watch, it's crazy. And I can't wait for the World Cup.
So excited.
Yes.
As well.
So when you saw, because they saw Lionel Messi's wife and 3 kids.
Yes.
Tell me what happened. Like, what was the crowd like? What was going on there?
So we didn't even have any idea that was going to happen. We were just sitting there waiting, and Anthony goes, "Oh, let's just go. Like, there's a bunch of people. Like, they're getting rowdy. Let's go see what's going on." So we go there. We start recording, and then all of a sudden, there's just like parting the Red Sea almost. And we're like, "What's going on?" And he's like recording, and we just see like this family, and I'm like, what's going on? And we leave, and he's like, I got it. It was like front row seats. I was like, and I see it, and like you could perfectly like just see them walking through it.
And that's like one of the things I think he also gets as a reporter, because, you know, for a lot of anchors, most anchors, I would say, are reporters first. And I do feel that if you're a good reporter, then you can be a more successful anchor that way. And so just trying to always see what your surroundings are like, and knowing your surroundings, that's a huge thing I would take away as well, because you never know what's going on. And when you hear something, you know, and having your camera on all the time, like nowadays, obviously we all have our phones on us. But I remember Anthony texting me or telling me on air, actually. And so my response was like, so what was your face like?
Yeah.
You know, like on TV, right? Because it's like what people want to know is, what did you think? But that's so cool. So when you're at the University of Alabama, do they have, because you're doing news media, right?
Yes.
So is that your only major that you're doing right now?
Yes, for major, yes.
So what are the classes like? What are they teaching you? Because as we all know, journalism has changed. You've probably noticed it in TV. Like, there's all this social media stuff and TikTok and everything. So tell me what it's like there.
It's, well, for, I guess, academics and my classes, it's a variety. It's a lot of very writing focus. That's mainly something that my classes up to now have been. Just writing. And now as I'm going into my junior and then senior year, I'm getting more to experience the actual broadcasting side.
Yes.
So we'll get to actually like.
So is this like senior year stuff we're doing, or like super advanced stuff here? That's great.
AP,
yeah. This is an AP class. No, it's great to learn how to write. It's also a very great skill to just learn how to talk. You know, communicate with people, and communicating to. I know Caroline and I are communicating to. These are all robotic cameras, folks. But it really does, after a while, seem like you're talking to the audience, and it feels like this connection. And you see that on social media, because you were talking about how you are active on social media and you follow people. And don't you just feel like you know them?
Yes.
And they're like your friends too? So this is just one of those avenues. So what are the things that you kind of are hoping to learn with the internship that you have now?
Something, definitely just getting more comfortable, I would say. You know, being a reporter, they're always telling you, be conversational, be conversational.
Right.
And I feel like it sounds so easy to do, but putting a camera in front of you, it's kind of like, oh, like, I don't want to, you know.
And you really need to hone on that skill, because you'll encounter so many people that are very talkative, but once the camera goes on, that they see that light. Well, now I'm like, please turn the red light off, because that really freaks people out. But it used to freak me out too, but I've just been doing it for a while. So, but I used to be very shy. I mean, if you can believe it. And there was a speech class that all the cool kids were in junior high, and so I was like, dang it, I really want to be cool. And you know, when you're like in junior high and just trying to fit in somehow, and my awkward self was like trying to do this, and I did a prose piece, which is like where you talk and you have your book of the piece that you're doing, but you can't move from the bottom down, like your waist down. So you just like are doing expressions and all that, whatever.
Okay.
So I was trying out, and everyone in the class, I remember the bell rang and they all clapped because I was the last one, and I was sweating, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
And then I got 100. The teacher was like, so, and I got into speech 3, and I think that was like my ripping off the Band-Aid kind of thing. So I hope this is kind of ripping off the Band-Aid.
It's ripping something.
It's ripping something, yeah, for sure. No, well, I think that's great. So other people in your major, what are they wanting to do? So is it everybody wanting to do broadcasting, or is it kind of split with newspaper or print, online?
It's a little bit of everything. Sports is, you know, University of Alabama. Sports is huge. So I would say that's probably the main.
I forgot about that. How
Yeah.
did I forget about that? Yes. They are really, really good.
Yes.
Do you love going to the baseball or the football games?
I love it.
What is that like? Because
it's
it's an experience,
world.
I'm sure.
It's a whole nother world.
Like, it's a lifestyle, right?
So,
a lifestyle?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You
Like
got to get the outfits
tailgating?
ready, tailgating. The night games are so much fun. It's really, really, really fun.
So how do you plan that? Like, do you plan to study around it? Are you and your friends talking about it that day or the whole week, or what?
It's kind of just like Saturdays, that's the only thing you're going to do, essentially.
Yeah.
And no matter if it's like an 11 a.m. kickoff game or like 7 p.m. kickoff game.
Right.
It's like there's just so many things leading up to it, so many things after it.
Right.
It's just Saturdays are for football.
So is it like students get in free?
So we have to pay for our tickets. It's student tickets.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
But you still have to buy your own tickets.
Dang.
Yeah.
I went to TCU. We just showed our ID and we got to go in. But
For free.
Yeah, for free.
Dang.
I know. It's crazy.
That's nice.
So now you live in housing outside of campus, right?
Yes.
And what's that like? Is that nice, or you have your car there?
Yes.
Okay.
Thankfully, I do have my car, so I can get around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to be living in an apartment with 2 other of my really good friends.
Oh,
this year.
good.
And
good.
I had also a crazy roommate story this past year. Like,
what happened? Yes, I told her about my crazy roommate story. Do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. Y'all, my first roommate, crazy. When I say crazy, okay. So I'm over here studying, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm not going to name her. She goes, hey, Rashi, here's a canvas that I painted of you studying. This was an intricate detail. It was a beautiful painting, by the way. But she was watching me all these times while I'm over here just, studying, making notes, whatever. But it was like this like intricate thing of me, like where you would have to like really, unless she took a picture of me and then kept looking at my picture, because she was, I thought, studying too.
She wasn't.
And I was like, oh my God, roommate, that's so sweet. And she also had this burping issue. She'd be burping all the time. But you tell me yours.
So that's I was saying, like, that's your creepy.
Yeah, it's creepy, not crazy, creepy, yeah.
Mine. So we lived in an apartment, but the girls, they hated it.
Okay.
And they lived in Alabama, so their parents lived nearby and everything. They were like, we're moving out.
Oh.
I'm like, we signed a lease.
Yeah.
You can't just give up your lease like that. They're like, no, we're going to live in a house. We're getting lawyers.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, my family's in Texas. Like, I can't just get all my things and move into a house. So it's a very, very, very long story, but we ended up moving into a house. Then my roommate, she promised me like this specific room. I was like, hey, I'm totally not on board with moving middle of the semester.
Yeah.
Can I at least have this middle room? She's like, of course you can have it. I get to move in my things. The whole middle room is set up with her things. She had promised me that room, and she just...
And what did she say?
She was just like, oh, it was my mom. I was like, okay, cool. Are you going to move it? She's like, it's a lot.
Oh, well, you know what? You should move all that stuff and be like, it was my mom.
Yeah, I was like, I can help you. She's like, it's just so much. I was like, oh.
So where are you? This happened recently? Or
This happened last semester, last school year, yeah. So it was just...
Do we need to call her out? Do we
No.
need to, you want FaceTime her?
Oh my God.
The heck? How you gonna take the middle room?
And there's so many more things I could tell you, Rashi. Like,
Oh my
she would block us from our Wi-Fi.
Who is this? Is she still there?
No, she's not.
Oh,
So that's
that's a whole nother story.
the whole, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're gonna have a better situation because you're gonna have 2 other roommates, right? That are your friends.
Actual friends.
Actual friends. Well, if you want, we could FaceTime her and do
Oh
the
my
interview.
gosh.
Just be like, oh, you are live on Caroline and Rashi right now. What would you like to say about this?
Watch on Fox Local.
I know, watch on Fox Local, exactly. Well, we'll be right back. All right, friends, it is me and Mary Lou today. Mary Lou is one of our fabulous interns, and she is filling in for us today. I made her do it, and I'm happy I did.
I'm excited. I love it.
So here's something that I have never heard of before. I don't know if you have. This young couple, they're being slammed, rightfully so, I feel like, online because they decided to send out wedding invitations to loved ones who are not invited to their private ceremony. This invite asked them to, quote, please join them in spirit. The bride says she thought it would soften the blow for those who were not invited, but most called it rude, tacky, and a way to get more gifts. How would you feel if that happened to you? I mean, I would probably just say mean things just to, you know, not to them, but like be like, what the heck? I can't believe this. This is so tacky.
Yeah.
And then maybe like send them a gift on their registry. But isn't that kind of tacky?
It is. It is.
I mean, I think it's just a way that they're trying to get
more gifts.
More gifts. And that's what people are saying. And, you know, if you're not invited, it is tricky though, because you know so many people, or you might have a huge family.
Yes.
So how do you deal with that with
you don't, I always hear people like, I want an intimate wedding.
Yes.
But then there's so many people that you know.
Yes.
Or family, like
right,
you were saying.
right. So one way people have gotten around it, which I think is a very tactful way, is that we're just having a private ceremony, so it's just going to be a few people. And then the other people's response is like, oh, well, do they have a registry? Because that's what you normally say, right? Like, because you would buy them gifts on a registry. And now it's become a thing where it's evolved where first you used to like give gifts, but now it's just more like the registry and money towards their home, their honeymoon, or a house or whatever. So that's how I would kind of address it, right? Like if I was like, hey, Mary Lou, we're just having a really intimate ceremony, and you'd be like, oh, that's totally okay. It's like just family, and then you'd probably be okay with it. But I won't have to be sending you an invite, right?
It's kind of like slamming it in your face.
Yes.
Like,
and that's what people are saying. Yeah, like, oh, look, this is what you're going to miss out on.
yeah.
It's a little tacky. All right, we'll be right back. Stop it. So I just checked my messages. My husband just sent pictures. He watches.
Oh.
And he just sent pictures of you and stuff so that you can share on your social media. And I want to give a quick shout out to our family who's in Guadalajara right now, in Mexico, watching us. Thank you so, so much. Your daughter is doing great. And I'm sorry she's not there. I know she's here for the internship. But when you fly, have you ever had some weird flight situations happen?
Besides like crazy turbulence,
yes.
Thankfully, no.
Oh my, this is crazy what happened. So there was this American Airlines flight, had to make an emergency landing yesterday. This is after a passenger allegedly exposed himself and then urinated in the aisle of the plane. According to the criminal complaint, the 25-year-old passenger said, well, he had had some whiskey colas before boarding the flight and said he was returning to his seat from the restroom when he had a, quote, medical urination problem.
Oh my gosh.
He was arrested, charged with indecent exposure. That's crazy. And there's so many crazy things happening on flights now that we report on. Again, it's still okay to fly. Okay. But like we had another story where it was a Delta, I don't know who it was, but the chicken was spoiled.
Yes, I saw that earlier this week too.
I mean, does it make you nervous traveling, or are you just kind of like, whatever?
It's just, I hope this is a normal flight.
Yeah.
Because also like the Boeing airplanes have been.
Yes.
That's also another thing that's
going
on.
Again, it's all situational where it's like, you know, it's specific to these planes, but it still is just kind of, I mean, we are going on vacation soon, and I thought to myself, okay, it's going to take this much time to go drive to the airport and then spend this much money to go there. Now there might be turbulence, there might be a urination problem, right? People drinking a little too much. And then they're going to have to make a U-turn there. People have done that also on international flights. Did you hear about the one from like London or something that had to make the U-turn, almost had come to the U.S., but some mechanical error? It's crazy.
You always wish for a normal flight.
I know.
Because I feel like that's like your zen time. You're in the air.
Hey, there are people that have, like my husband has anxiety with flying.
True. Okay, yes.
There are people. Do you have anxiety too when flying?
I don't, but I have a friend who gets nervous.
Yes.
That's also understandable.
I mean, it's understandable, but I think it's like, it's the perfect time to sleep. Because I'm just like, when they take off, that's like, and now you may close your eyes. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yes! And so whoever's with me, unfortunately, I'm not a good, like, I don't talk.
Talking buddy?
No, I don't really talk. And there are people who talk very loud and all kinds of things on airplanes. But what's the furthest you've traveled?
So I went to Europe last year, actually.
What'd you do there?
We went to Paris and then a bunch of cities in Italy, Milan, Rome.
You and your family?
Venice, Florence. Yes.
How was that?
It was amazing. I want to go back. So.
Oh my gosh. So you and your sister and your mom and dad?
Yes. And my grandma.
And your grandma? Oh my God. You call her abuela?
Abuela, yes.
Abuela.
Mi abuela.
Mi abuela. See, I'm half Hispanic. Or I say that by association.
I think you
really
pronounce things perfectly.
Thank you, because the Hindi language is, which I do know Hindi, has a lot of similar syllables and stuff. So that's I'm able to say, es un placer conocerte. And after that, I'm pretty much like, I'm good, and they talk to me in Spanish, and I'm like, yep,
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's awesome. Well, I hope you get to go back to Europe. I really want to go back to Europe. I was there to study abroad. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
And it was great. It's so easy to travel comparatively to here in the United States, I feel, because you could just take trains and just whatever. And what was your favorite thing about being abroad?
Just getting to see the culture. I love how just walking. Everything's just walking.
Yes. Isn't it so much like more peaceful? You feel like I'm gonna grab this fresh food.
Exactly.
Right?
Like let me just go around the corner.
Yes.
And here it's like, get my car.
I know. Get my car. Let's have this, like, you know. I mean, we're grateful for obviously the things we have in this country, and it's, my opinion, it's the best country in the world. But when you go to other countries, you do realize the amenities that they have, or the culture and the things that we could maybe take away when coming back to ease our lives and just live a happier, more zen life. Well, Mary Lou, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you were able to do this. I hope that you do it again. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Professors, if you watch this, she gets an A++. Maybe she should just skip some classes, right? So that she can just go on to whatever she needs to do. But thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us on this edition of Caroline and Rashi with Mary Lou. And we will see you next time. Bye, friends. Do it like this. Bye.